I think baseball won the weekend.
From what?
From one clip that I think went more viral than anything else in sports from the weekend.
The Gators losing?
Even more viral.
Okay.
It's always a success if you can get everyone to agree on something. And it is often the most difficult thing to do in life and in sports. But one way to unite sports is to show a clip of someone stealing a ball from a child. And that is what happened. And it wasn't just a grab. It was actually running over to the dad, threatening him, and then the dad showing his son a good lesson. Give the ball to the psychopath because we'll go viral and we'll get way more on the back end. And then they did. AJ, good plan and good life lesson.
Is it though? Why? I wouldn't have given it back. Why are we giving it back? Because you came over and yelled at him? I don't understand why would we give it back? Like I would have more been, why not just I got the ball. That's my ball. Why are we giving it back? I mean, the Phillies made it right by doing what they did, but what if the Phillies don't know about this and the kid loses the ball? Why are we not? Why did the dad give the ball? I mean, the lady came over and yelled at me. I'd have been like, so what? Yeah, I got the ball. Cool. You can yell at me all you want, but I'm still going to have the ball and you're yelling. And you still look like an idiot. But why reward her by giving her the ball?
There was physical contact too.
Why reward her? I don't get why he rewarded her. I would have been like, no, it's my ball. I got it fair and square. It's my ball in my hand and you can't take it. And if you try, then we're going to have bigger problems with security. But that was the one thing I didn't understand.
What would you have done, Kratz?
I don't know. I mean, right now, like today, if that would happen to me, I'd be like, there you go. Here's the ball. Like, I have like 1,000 in my garage. Like, but if I had never gotten a baseball before, at that age, if that kid's 10, there was no chance I would have ever gotten rid of that ball. Like a foul ball at 10 years old, let alone a home run by your team at an away park. You're miserable. You live in hot Florida and you get a home run ball from Harrison Bader. No, I'm definitely keeping that. That lady's never getting it.
Marlins gave a little gift package. Harrison Bader met up with him after. There was a great Photoshop job by somebody showing Bader hand the bat to the kid, and then they Photoshopped the lady
taking it
in there saying, that's mine too.
Yeah, she wants it all.
So AJ, I mean, it looked like she was potentially ready to throw a punch. You just take the punch, let her go to prison for a while, and keep the baseball.
I mean, if the ball means that much, if the ball means that much to her, then I would have probably stood up a little bit more than what the guy did. I wouldn't have just handed it over so quickly. I would have at least said, like, why are we just bowing down because she came and yelled at me? I mean, I get yelled at all the time. What's the big deal? This lady came and yelled at me. So what?
It was not her ball. Not her ball to have.
No, it was not. And the fact that she lost that on it, then goes over and sees a child with a ball, it's a disaster. And that's why it won the weekend.
She got killed on social media. She should have. And now there's Halloween costumes over and all that stuff. But, I mean, it's just a bad look. A ball doesn't mean that much to her. If she maybe would have gone over and asked nicely, I definitely would have thought about it differently. By coming and challenging, no, that's no.
Well, good job by the teams to get it done. Now let's get to the races.
Charging the mound.
Raise your hand if you think that the National League wild card is done, right? Because we had the weekend with the Reds and Mets. Reds took one. We're good there? Okay, cool. So then let's go right to the American League, AJ. Any updated thoughts after the weekend? Nice bounce back from Seattle in the last couple games to bludgeon the Braves.
Yeah. No, I think the wild card now is a little bit more interesting just because, one, the Mariners, are there, but also the Rangers are there. There's a bunch of teams that are involved here. I just don't understand why, if the Astros would just win a game or two here and there, then it would be a different story and we wouldn't even be really talking about this. But I still think the Mariners get in. I don't think the Rangers have enough. I don't think the Royals have enough. You can take away Tampa. There's too many teams in front of them. So, I don't know. I still think the teams are set. It's pretty much locked into the way it's going to be for me, the way it looks right now.
I mean, this is this is what we want, right? I guess the most interesting thing on the weekend wouldn't be the most interesting thing if it was a closer race. Like, we need more playoff spots, and then Cruella DeVille wouldn't capture the spotlight. But I think this is the worst case scenario for a big time race. Is the Mariners bounce back 2 games to end their road trip? It almost looked like, I get it, they scored runs, so I'm over dramatizing how bad their road trip was, but it almost looked like they were like, we're going home. We're going home. Let's start scoring runs. It's totally fine. Because, I mean, Waldrop's been nasty, and they got to him. And so I think Seattle this is why it's so tough to make up more than 3 games at the end of the season. I mean, the Rays are already 4 games out. They've lost 3 since they played. They caught the Mariners at a good time. I think the Rangers could have a shot. I just feel like the Mariners are going home. They got Woo tonight. I just think it's going to be too much if they win tonight, and the Rangers can't lose, and that's a tough spot to be in.
So we all agree that if we had to guess right now, we think Seattle is riding this one to the finish line in a playoff spot. Then Kratz mentioned who he thinks is the biggest threat. AJ, biggest threat to Seattle if they stumble again?
It's got to be the Rangers if they can figure it out. But I don't think that they're going to be able to do it either.
Cole Reagans is coming back for KC? Nope.
They don't score. They don't score. Look at run differential doesn't mean anything until you want to make a point. If you're trying to, like, head to head, the Rangers score. If they can put together 2 hot weeks, hey, you know what? That offense might be able to carry them. Or that pitching has been legit. Oh, wait, now they lost the Eovaldi. That's why it's so tough for the Rangers to come back in this. But if there's a team, I don't see how it's the Royals. I don't see how the Royals can ride, Bobby Witt and Vinny P, the only guys that are producing runs for their team. Everybody else is not holding up their end of the bargain.
Yeah, it's true. Very, very, very top heavy. Bobby Witt missed the past couple games too with the back spasms, so they've gone through it. Lugo's hurt. Obviously, every team's got their injuries. It's more of the timing at this point for them. So I'm with you guys. I think Seattle's going to be able to finish this thing, and they'll be playing much better ball at home. Like Jim Bowden mentioned last week, who made the schedule and punished the team that has to travel the most at the end of the year?
The people in the isn't it a couple? Don't they make it at their kitchen table in Middle America, or that doesn't happen anymore?
I don't know. Is it still that little couple, or did they hand it over to AI?
Well, then AI hates them for putting, 19 games to the East Coast in like a 28-day period.
Yeah, they were feeling it. Did the time zone stuff ever affect you? Like AJ, when you would go on the West Coast and you're just bouncing around, did that stuff affect you a lot in terms of your performance? Did you feel like it was a hindrance?
Oh, the only time it would catch me, I always felt like, was when I played in San Francisco, and we went east, and we had the day game. So you would get there, say you got there, it was a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and you had a Saturday, Sunday day game, and you got there Thursday night, and then you played Friday night, and then the Saturday, Sunday was when it caught me. And going west was never a big deal because I always tried to stay somewhat on the same time, so it didn't really affect me as much, and I was more of a night person anyway, so it was like, oh, the late game, fine, I'm good with that. It was more going east, the day games, that would catch you, especially from the west. If you had to go west to east, that was when you're like, whoa, this is different, because your body's telling you it's 10 a.m. and it's kickoff time.
And that's what Seattle has gone through multiple times here in the last few weeks. So that's the toughest test, right? Kratz for this team, and you're at the end of the season, so guys are feeling a little bit more, the ones that are healthy and playing.
Yeah, I mean, Ryan Divish came on and said how much Cal Raleigh does, and this dude, like, I get it, he's not catching every day. He's in a lineup every day. And if AJ says that west to east is what would hit him, like, these guys have been pushing, and you're out there for a long time. You're out on the East Coast. You're in that different time zone for a long time. So it's tough to connect with the fact that guys are playing every day. This lineup, Ryan Divish said the same thing too. He said this lineup plays all the time. I don't think that's as much of an issue as because the good teams, the best players play. And I think it is a real problem when you're doing that in August. Maybe Major League Baseball should look into not doing that, but once a month.
Yeah, I mean, you saw Seattle last week against Tampa Bay, and they were running through them. And then Tampa Bay this weekend got swept by Cleveland. You're like, oh, they're okay. They're not great. They didn't suddenly catch it. I think it had been 7 in a row.
Mm-hmm.
And then they crumbled again. So anyway, if anyone else has thoughts, that's where we're at right now. It's close enough to be a cool race. We still have a few weeks to go in the season. It's close enough that if Seattle stumbles, we could have some action. Nobody else really is in a stumbling position.
Can they catch the Astros, though?
They could. Will they? I'm going to say probably not, just playing the probability game. Probably not. I mean, do you think, and we'll talk about them later, but do you think the Yankees can catch the Blue Jays? They're only 2 games back. I mean, there's still divisional races that can get interesting.
So then why do we talk about the wild card?
Because that's who's in and who's not. So I think that matters more, right? I mean, 2 years ago, the Rangers had the division, 2.5-game lead, week to go, blow it, end up winning the World Series. Diamondbacks get in as a wild card team, win the National League side. So for me, who's getting in is much more interesting. Now, seeding and all of that is cool, and we're going to talk about it with the Dodgers because they're going to have to play a wild card round. But yeah, I mean, that's where it's a hotter conversation. If there's a pretty good team like Seattle or the Mets and they're getting bounced, AJ, aren't you much more into that storyline than who's taking the division or the 3rd seed versus the 4th seed?
Well, the divisions matter because you get a bye. So yeah, I think the divisions are important. The Dodgers Padres is important because it's going to determine who you have to play in the first round. And I don't think the Dodgers or the Padres are getting a bye. So would you rather play the Mets, or would you rather play who's the other seed? The
Cubs.
Would you rather play the Mets or the Cubs? That's where that matters. And either both of them are, one might get a home field, the other one won't. So I mean, yeah, that stuff matters. The seeding matters for sure. Who you play, who you match up with, definitely matters because as we've seen, the Phillies can't win in Citi Field. So if somehow they get to play the Mets, they might be in trouble.
Yeah, not saying it doesn't matter, just saying it's more interesting if a team suddenly gets bounced. I mean, Seattle's been that team the last couple of years. You think they're going to get in, and then they miss out by a game.
Don't need them.
Things could change. All right, we'll swing back and hopefully have Shawn Armstrong, Rangers reliever, joining us. A little bit of Rangers closer action, too, joining us on FT. We are longtime fans of Omaha Steaks, and I am drooling looking at the website right now, featuring USDA certified tender steaks, and also during their Red Hot sale event going on right now this fall, 50% off site-wide at omahasteaks.com. Plus for the FT fam, an extra $35 off with promo code FOUL at checkout. You've been a big fan of Omaha Steaks since your early days as a pro.
Brings me back to my low A-ball days because we used to survive on this. We get a big order at the beginning of the year, cook them on our little electric grill, can of peas, some mac and cheese. That was dinner for 4. We survived off Omaha Steaks. It still has a special place in my heart.
You thrived.
Well,
you guys ate like kings.
Yeah.
That's special. Get fired up for fall grilling with Omaha Steaks. Visit omahasteaks.com for 50% off site-wide during their Red Hot sale event. And for an extra $35 off, promo code FOUL at checkout. 50% off at omahasteaks.com and an extra $35 off with promo code FOUL at checkout. See site for details. Dig in. Go ahead, Kratz. You can ask him. I know you want to ask.
You guys ate Omaha Steaks in the minor leagues?
Yeah, 4 of us would gather up like some money, and that's what we would have. We'd put them in our freezer for the whole year.
That's awesome. That is
smart.
That's epic. 1, that you had a freezer that you knew you were all going to be at it the whole season. 2, just to be smacking steaks all the time. Oh.
Well, this is when before guys got hot for a week and they moved him up. I mean, he actually had to be in a place for a whole year. Like it wasn't.
You had to prove
this
yourself.
guy got 3 hits in a game. Let's move him up. I mean, you actually had to be there the whole year. It was different time.
Oh, you develop together and you play together and you learn together and you move up to the big leagues together and then you win in the big leagues together.
What a concept.
Pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much. Doesn't happen now that often. Now you get a good week and you go on to the next level.
Hey, while we have 1 minute, Trea Turner's out. Kratz, are they concerned? He missed 6 weeks with a pulled hamstring last season. Not necessarily as serious, but it's a right hamstring strain, and we're on September 8th now on the calendar.
What are Trea's 2 superpowers? Hits and speed. You take one of them away, your level of concern is huge. Even if he's back let's say he's back before the playoffs, that's about 3 weeks. You can't push it. So you're talking about a automatic stealing threat that becomes an automatic can't steal threat. So yeah, it's huge.
We're back. Shawn Armstrong is going to join us in probably about a minute. So while we have a moment, hey, Kratz, maybe a quick bit of info from you. What was your home run celebration in the big leagues? What did you do?
That's it. Just pounding my fist together. No.
You never pointed?
I mean, I may have at some point, but no, I never pointed.
I was with a bunch of Phillies fans this past weekend, and they were like, you got to ask him about it. He would do like you showed, and then he would point, and they were like, I think he was pointing to the front office. And I was like, no way. Why would he point to the front office? Like, oh, thanks for calling me up, or oh, told you I'd make it. Like, I'm like, why would he do that?
No, that seems pretty vindictive or spiteful. No, I've never. That's funny.
Even if they meant it in a way like, thanks for the call up, I'm like, he still wouldn't do that. So, okay, I'll make sure I clarify. But what was the other part for?
Oh, I just did it once for God, once for my wife, and once for each of my kids. Thank goodness we stopped at 3 kids. I would have never gotten that.
If you had 10 kids, you would have just kept chopping away?
Just forever.
Epic. AJ, you?
I just ran around the bases.
Too many dingers. All right, great.
It wasn't a thing. It wasn't like a thing. Like everybody has a skit now. There was no skits back then. It was just you hit a home run and you ran around the bases. It wasn't until the end of my career when everyone had to have a skit. I remember when I was on the Braves my last couple of years, they wanted to have a skit when I was on first, and I was like, no, I'm just not into the skit thing.
All right, well, let's bring in current player guest, and we can ask him about all the skits on his team. Shawn Armstrong joining us right now on FT. Shawn, thanks for joining us. How you doing?
Good, man. How are you guys?
We're good. I mean, just to get into the combo, favorite home run celebration / skit, either from a teammate or just in general in Major League Baseball for you right now?
I mean, I'd have to say probably Garcia for me whenever he hits a walk-off or a big homer for us. I love the energy that he kind of brings. But, we actually had this conversation the other day in the clubhouse, and it's like, kind of targeted more towards the Freeman Devers thing where, got mad. It's like, it's one of those things, man, where it's like, if you're going to give it up and, it's going to be, an absolute bomb, I'm all for it. Like, pimp the homer. I think it brings more attention to the game, and, like the younger generation, like it's all about the energy. So like, regardless, it's just part of baseball. And I think it brings a lot of positivity for the younger guys.
Should pitchers have a skit though? I mean, like only closers, which we'll get into the fact that you're a big time closer now. We're not in Columbus anymore, but like you're like, should pitchers have a skit? Like if a pitcher comes off the mound and gives more than just like
I mean, I think it's one of those things where you kind of got to be yourself. I'm not a big hoorah guy when it comes to the mound, but I mean, if that's your thing, sure, go for it. I mean, if you go out there and you carry the side and like that's part of your celebration, sure. I mean, we got a guy, like Corvello on us. I mean, he celebrates after every strikeout. I mean, that's just who he is. But I mean, I think again, he's out there having fun. He's trying to do his job, and again, if that's part of you, like, hell, I mean, I'm all for it. It's again, it makes the game fun and brings energy. I'm just not your hoorah type of guy when it comes to coming off the mound.
All right. Well, pitchers sometimes they don't always get to celebrate at the end of their outing. But now that you're kind of sliding into that closer's role and don't humble, I don't know, like you're the guy right now coming out of the pen to close the game out. Do you need to have your walkout music? Because that's kind of the pitcher's celebration right now. Like they celebrate before they even get the 3 outs.
I mean, I like the walk-up music whenever for like the entry, obviously. I think it kind of sets the mood, sets the vibe. I mean, just like a hitter. But, I mean, I don't know about the whole playing, the walkout after every strikeout or out that's made in an inning. But, yeah, I mean, I'd be lying if I said that I'm a little OCD if they didn't play my walkout whenever I'm running out onto the mound, that it might, kill the vibes a little bit. So, yeah, I mean, big walk-up component for pitchers and hitters.
All right. So I got to get into your kind of mindset, being a big league closer now. Even though it's really short, you haven't been a big league closer long, because you and I played together in 2017 in Columbus, and you were still coming up. You were still kind of getting your feet wet. You had a little bit of time in the big leagues with the Indians at the time, Guardians now, and you had a temper. I'll tell a story after you tell me where your temper is at right now, because I think it's something that everybody needs to kind of like live on that borderline. Compared to 2017, where's your temper at now?
I think it's toned down quite a bit since then. I mean, you played with me. I was a little bit of a basket case whenever I was coming up in the minor leagues, and I tell guys that all the time. And I think I'd be lying if I said that, my wife and my kids were kind of the biggest component of kind of bringing that back down to earth. And then, also training, a bunch of kids outside of baseball and off the field. Like they watch, kind of what I'm doing every day. And I think it's kind of one of those things where you practice what you preach. But controlling the emotions is part of it. Failure is part of the game. And I mean, Kratz, you played with me. I struggled with it pretty bad early on in my career.
Would you mind if you tell the story about the one time? Do you remember the one time where I almost choked you out because of your temper?
Depends on which one it was. So it depends. Was that in Toledo or was that somewhere else?
No, it was in Columbus. So in Columbus, we had two batting cages, and sometimes Shawn would give up a hit, and he would have the same reaction if he gave up 3 runs. But he came into the batting cage, and there was 2 of them. Long ways. So it was, once you were in one of them, you were safe to be in the other one. He was throwing stuff around in the batting cage, and he found a broken bat from one batting cage. He threw it, and somehow it went through the opening and made it into the other opening, almost an impossible shot, like dude perfect type of shot. And the bat hit me. I was stretching in the other cage, and I was sitting on the ground, and it hit me. And Shawn threw it, and he went from like 100 miles an hour mad to, I am so sorry. Like, I am so, he's like, you were so apologetic. And then you came back to me after the game. You said, I thought you were going to punch me in the face when you did that. So I saw a moment of maturity, and now look at you. You're just so calm and collected now.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a problem back then. And I mean, obviously, I say it all the time, like, especially like whenever you were in big league camp with us that year, it's like you came in the clubhouse, and I think that also speaks, testament to you throughout your career too, is every clubhouse you ever in is like, it was like you were there for, 10 years. And, I think that's a testament, obviously to my maturity, but at the same time, like having guys like you, kind of groom us in that way as we were coming up too helped a lot. But yeah, I saw red, and then I saw an oh crap moment that this guy's huge and he might actually kick my ass in this cage. So, yeah, thankfully we didn't end that way and we worked it out.
Yeah, we worked it out. We're still buddies. But do the Rangers got a shot, man? Do you guys have a shot? Because of where you're at, everybody, like on shows like this, And, AJ and I played, so we're giving it honest, like in these moments. We know you're looking at the scoreboard, but do you guys in the clubhouse say, well, if we make the playoffs, or are you guys saying when we make the playoffs? Like, don't make plans for October yet.
I mean, I think we all feel it. I mean, obviously we've had a lot of peaks and valleys over the course of the season that hasn't gone our way, and we've lost some close games that, obviously we'd be sitting in a different situation if we would have won those games. But I mean, the vibes in the clubhouse right now are, they're really good. Seager's coming back, and then obviously we've had some daggers with some players that we've lost. But I think that, every young guy that's kind of came up and had an opportunity is taking advantage. And I'd be lying to you, man. I think the energy over the past 3 or 4 weeks here has been probably better than it's been, throughout the main part of the season. And I think every one of us believe in it. And we've all said it, like, just get in, and we got a really good opportunity to do some damage in the playoffs. So, like, I think every single person in that clubhouse believes that we can get in. Obviously we got to have some other things go our way. There's, Seattle's kind of riding a roller coaster right now as well. And we are scoreboard watching, but the only thing we can do is take control of what we can control and control one out at a time, one game at a time, and try and win each game. We got a heck of a schedule moving forward. We realize that. But I think at the same time, it prepares us for playoff baseball to be going against, number one teams in the division throughout the remainder of the season, I think, besides 2 teams. And, they're all playing for something too. But yeah, we believe in ourselves, man. And like, hell yeah, like we want to get into October. We want to make a run at it. And, we trust everybody in that clubhouse. And again, there's been some times that haven't gone the way we wanted, but we're playing really good baseball collectively right now.
Shawn, you guys have lost teammates, at least temporarily, like Uvalde, Seager, Semien, some big names, right? Is it true that they're calling some of those replacements the little rascals? Is that a thing more on the TV broadcast, or is that permeating inside the clubhouse?
Honestly, man, that's a first for me. I haven't heard that. Maybe that's more of a TV thing, but I'm going to definitely have to ask about that whenever I get there today. And the guys they brought up, man, like Freeman, seeing that kid have fun, day in and day out, no matter where he's playing, it's a joy to see, man. Like, it fires us up whenever he crosses home plate, tie and run, whatever it may be, and jumps in through the roof. Like, he's a ball of energy. But a lot of the guys that we've brought up right now, like Dylan Moore stepping up for Seager, who's like dealing with that type of situation. Hellman, who's been huge for us coming down the stretch. It's it's kind of through and through the guys that have stepped up. And there's a lot of energy, but the little rascals, haven't heard it. So I'm going to have to ask about that when I get there.
All right, so our teammate Ken Rosenthal, who of course writes for The Athletic as well, put this in his article from this morning. David Murphy, former outfielder, now Rangers TV analyst, dubbed them the Little Rascals. Cody Freeman, Alejandro Ozuna, Michael Hellman, and Dustin Harris. So there you go. The more you know.
Perfect. I like it.
That's why you come on here. You find stuff out. You don't watch your own games. You just sit in the pen getting ready to throw. But why do you think that energy is a thing? I mean, you guys have some dudes that have some serious resumes, some nice backs of the baseball card. Do you feel like sometimes too many veterans or too many like solidified guys kind of become a little malaise during the season? Not that they're not playing hard, but just that energy that you're talking about of a guy who's like, oh, I'm in the big leagues. Like, here we go. Let's get it.
I think the difference, man, and I've said it, is like, it's not like we're not a hoorah team, and as far as that goes. And, obviously we have guys that are at times like, Garcia's homers and stuff like that in big time situations. It fires us up. But I think that it's more of the standard that the front office has set for us, and that's the expectation to win. And I think that with the resume that our guys do have, and coming off, the 2023 World Series, and then last year not being the season they wanted after winning a World Series, I think it's just more of like the expectation and the standard here is to win baseball games. And we never get too high, we never get too low. And it's like whenever we were going through a stretch where we're losing games, like nobody's sitting around complaining and, or whatever it may be about playing time or being optioned or whatever. It's like, you still come to the field one day at a time, take care of your business, do your routine, and have the expectation to win ball games. And, DeGrom, Evaldi, those guys, they're not big hoorah guys either. The expectation whenever they get the ball is to get a W. And whenever things don't go their way, they're right back in the pen, the next day, talking to whether it's delivery, scouting reports, tipping pitches, whatever it may be, trying to find the next advantage to win the next baseball game. And again, I don't spend a lot of time with the hitters, obviously, but it seems like they're kind of doing the same thing, their same routine. So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say that it's like, anything like that. I just think that it's just an expectation, and that's a standard, and that's something that, whenever I sign, CY expressed, from the first conversation on, is we're here to win a World Series. We're here to win baseball games. That's our expectation. It's no like if we make the playoffs, if we get there, it's like we're here to win. And, like that's the one common goal, and obviously it's a long season and we put ourselves in a good spot going down this last stretch, and we just got to control what we can control.
Army, can you tell me, as we get into a little bit of your journey to becoming the closer of the Rangers, can you tell me every number you've ever had in the big leagues?
Probably 51 with Cleveland, 37 with Seattle, 43 with Baltimore, 64 with Tampa. I think I was 43 with Tampa too, maybe
46.
46. I do not know my number in Miami. And then my number here is 43 in Texas. And then I do not know my numbers in St. Louis or Chicago, to be honest with you.
43,
pretty
64.
good, Kratz.
That's pretty good. 43,
Yeah.
64, and 30. But that's pretty good. All of those stops to get you to the point where you are right now on a team that's on the brink of doing something awesome in the playoffs. What part of that journey do you feel like was like essential to be able to get you to where you are right now to have success? Because if people look at your career numbers, they're going to be like, dang, how'd this guy bounce around a lot? It's the life of I don't even know what I'd call you, like not a middle reliever, because you throw way too hard to be a middle reliever and have too much anger, but just a non-closing reliever to bounce around like you have with the career numbers that you have. Which of those stops do you feel like was essential to put you in the place where you're at right now?
I'd be lying if I said that, all of them weren't essential. I mean, they're all a piece to the puzzle. Cleveland being able to have the bullpen and the starting rotation that kind of groomed me and set the standard of what it's like to be a big leaguer, and also what it's like to be a veteran and a presence towards younger guys. I mean, that was huge. Obviously when I was in Baltimore and experiencing the struggles as a team as a whole, like that, I mean, that's a learning curve. Going to Tampa and learning the kind of like the whole philosophy of analytics and motion capture and Kinetrax and, everything that Kyle Snyder and that group does, like kind of grooming me to really fully understand that type of data. And then, I think you combine all of those, they're all essential. But I think that the biggest thing for me was probably Tampa and the culture that front office built through a clubhouse, and the standard that pitching staff held for every single individual. And then Snyder's ability to individualize every single pitcher that stepped in that clubhouse. So just understanding that it's not a one size fit all, that every single person's different. Every single person gets outs differently. And, and again, the culture's a big thing, man. I think we can all agree to that when it comes to baseball. Like, if you don't have culture, you don't have a vibe, you're not going to win a lot of baseball games. And that's a big part of everything. But, career as a whole, man, I think that's kind of what has really groomed me to there. Like, never get too high, never get too low. And, I've said it before, I got it tattooed on me, like, never fear failure. It's all according to God's plan. It's going to happen. Like, failure's a part of this game. Learn from it. And anytime you get the baseball, treat it like it's your last.
I love that. I felt like anytime you got the baseball, and I used to say you and Trevor Bauer Mike Clevenger used to play catch against each other. You guys didn't play catch with each other. You played against each other. Like, you would be like 50 feet away from each other and just throwing as hard as you could. So I like that. That's a good mantra. Every time you got the ball, your birthday's coming up. Do you feel like your birthday, which is on September 11th, is overshadowed every year, or do you feel like farther and farther we get away from that terrible day in our history, you get to celebrate it more? Because I remember you said that one time when we played together that you're like, you guys get to celebrate your birthday all the time, and mine gets overshadowed by September 11th. And you were like, but that's okay. Like, I feel like it's kind of fair.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the worst disasters in American history. So I mean, rightfully so, that's going to take the cake. I mean, it's just another day, man. I think the older I get, turning 35 this year, it's like, cool. It's another birthday, and actually being in New York, I'm actually thinking about going down to the, where the trade centers and everything were, on our off day in New York. So like, that'll kind of be cool to kind of go there where it happened, and then also kind of celebrate my birthday on an off day, but go see some history and see some cool things I've never been to before.
That's actually a really good idea. Really good idea to go check it out around the Freedom Tower. But yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Birthday on 9/11. That's tough because it's a somber day, in the country too, right? So you're kind of like, yeah, I want to celebrate, but also this day is for remembering, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Well, report back. It's definitely a good spot. Highly recommend to check it out. Shawn, awesome. Great having you on here. Thanks for the time, man. Keep doing your thing. Good luck. We're watching these last few weeks here. We're scoreboard watching with you.
I appreciate it, guys. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Shawn Armstrong, Rangers closer. Next up, former closer Heath Bell. We spend a lot of time on the road. We are often concerned about our online security when you're logging in from all over the globe, really. So you should maybe look into a VPN. What does that stand for, Kratz?
Virtual private network.
Boom, nailed it. And that virtual private network that you should look into is called Surfshark. It is time to take control of your online security and try Surfshark today. You can enjoy their 30-day money-back guarantee and secure your digital world right now by visiting the link that we'll post there for you and start surfing securely. Surfshark.com/foul or the code foul at checkout will get you 4 extra months of Surfshark VPN, aka Virtual Private Network. It's a risk-free 30-day money-back guarantee. Surfshark's unique VPN benefits include use on unlimited devices in 100 countries and 24/7 support at surfshark.com/FOUL. This has been your tech update. Keep your data safe. Hey, we're back. A little bit of Houston Astros injury news. Not great. Spencer Arrighetti's going to miss the rest of the season. And actually, we learned about a couple relievers, too, that'll miss the rest of the regular season. So here's the news on Arrighetti. UCL intact, flexor mass pretty inflamed. This from Chandler Rome. They're going to reimage in a couple weeks, but they do not think it'll require surgery, and he will not pitch for the rest of the season. Same with Bennett Sousa and Caleb Ort, right? Both of them are also toast for the rest of the regular season, at least. I think there's a chance maybe one of them or both could pop up at some point in the playoffs, but not for sure.
Ort tried to pitch through it the other day against the Yankees, and that was not it. I think Grisham got him to right on a cutter. Yeah, that's. I think the Sousa. Anytime you lose anybody from their bullpen, that's tough because you're already down a big piece with Hader.
Yeah, I mean, Dana Brown, GM, said best case scenario for Caleb Ort is coming in the postseason. And same for Bennett Sousa. He said similar scenario. I mean, where's your circle of trust at with the Astros, AJ? It's got to be small.
It's not very high. It's not very high right now. They're too banged up. Their offense is trying to get it going, but their pitching is just taking hit after hit after hit. I mean, I don't know how many guys they have in AAA that can come up and replicate the innings they've got out of their bullpen, but they need them.
Yeah, getting through October is dicey with that group right now.
Kimbrel time.
True. Hey, we've got former closer and Friar Territory hosts Heath Bell joining us right now. Heath, great to have you on, man. Good to see you. How you been?
Pretty good. Thanks for having me.
All right, so let's get right into the San Diego Padres. They're basically a 500 team since they dominated the trade deadline. So can you summarize what you've been saying on Friar Territory? I'm sure it has not been smooth.
Well, they were really hot after the trade deadline. They filled up all their pieces to the puzzle they needed, and then the last 2 weeks, they decided to play football instead of baseball. They just couldn't put anything together. But the last 2 days, they've kind of done really well, and I feel like it's only time until they get on a streak and start firing all cylinders, where the pitching staff's been good all year except for the past maybe 2 weeks, and the hitting's been on and off, but they're starting to swing the bat a little bit. So they just need to go out there and play good fundamental baseball, and it'll take care of itself.
We talk a lot about teams that hit home runs being streaky. This isn't a team that hits a lot of home runs, and they don't strike out. How do they become a streaky team then? Because it feels like that's almost like, hey, if you're not going to hit a lot of home runs because you don't want to be a streaky team, you got to be consistent. Are they just not? How does it become a streaky team? Because they're not waiting for the dinger.
Well, I think this is one of those teams, like Tatis really hasn't hit a bunch of home runs. Machado's hit a few, but they haven't. They have potential to hit a lot of home runs, but they're not doing that. They're hitting line drives or ball on the ground. They're not hitting balls to the wall, where they have potential of going and hitting a bunch of home runs. So that's just kind of where I feel like they're going to get hot, and all of a sudden the power is going to show up. I mean, the last couple of years you heard about, Slam Diego and all that. So it's just about amount of time. It's a matter of time before, the power shows up, and I feel like that's where the streak's going to show up.
All right, since the trade deadline, they hit this little swoon. They were hot right after the trade deadline. It looked like they were going to be like the world beaters. Well, you go back to when they traded for Juan Soto and they made this world-beating trade, something didn't click. Is this the same or is this different? I know it was one guy. This time they traded for essentially a half a new team. But is this the same type of thing where they brought in so much popularity, so much skill that they can't figure out how to play it together? Or is it just a small blip in the radar?
I think it's a small blip in the radar. I mean, last time you brought a really big name in. This time you brought a bunch of, good above average major league ball players, but not a huge star name or whatnot. And I think the only thing that's kind of happened was the last 10 days or 2 weeks, you're playing teams that are pretty much out of it, and you're thinking, oh, we're going to run them over. We're going to beat them. And, this team's looking for next season and getting ready for next season. And the only thing they're doing is trying to knock people out of the playoffs. And I think we just took, Baltimore a little too lightly, Colorado a little bit, and some other teams just too lightly. We're Minnesota, where it's like, yeah, we're going to beat these teams. But all of a sudden, those teams are like firing on all cylinders, playing 120%, where I think we were just kind of coasting, saying that we're going to win. And it just didn't go in our favor. And I think the teams realized that they need to go 120%, just like the other teams that are out of it. And, hopefully they come on top.
Heath, what? All this talk about, the swoon and all this, but they're one game behind the Dodgers. It's not like they're 50 games out. They're one game back. They're 1 3-game winning streak from being in first place. So, yeah, I get it. A lot of injuries, Adam going down, Bogart going down, a lot of these guys. But at the same time, they're only one game out. Shouldn't you guys be thinking positive? We're going to win the division?
I believe they're going to win the division. A lot of people are saying that, hey, just get into the playoffs. I feel like the streak's going to happen. They've been winning series. Just, the last 10 days they were, besides the last two, Colorado, they were 2-8. So what are they, 4 and, just they haven't been playing well lately in the last 2 weeks. But they kind of been winning the series here and there. And as we know, baseball players, you just want to win the series. If you just win the series, it'll take care of itself. And I feel like they're going to win the division because the Dodgers are kind of falling apart a little bit. But the Padres just need to kind of put it together and make sure the pitching's there and the pitching goes 5-6 innings. The bullpen is stellar, and the offense just keep getting on base. And I really believe the power is going to show up, and that's where the streaks, the streaky teams or whatnot is. They haven't really shown a bunch of power. They hit occasionally home runs here and there, but they haven't really hit the power like they have in the past, and that's why they're only one game back. And their schedule is easier teams. The teams are out of the playoffs, but like I said, you can't take them lightly. You got to play 110% so you can beat those teams that you should beat, and that's where they're at this rest of the season.
Heath, just before I ask my question, nobody can play 110%. You can only play 100%. That's it. You can't play more than 100% unless, I don't know, you get even with steroids, you can only play 100% with just the steroids. But my question is, somebody that needs to play 110% is the starting rotation. Nestor Cortez goes on the IL. Does the starting rotation truly matter with the bullpen, even without Jason Adam, once they get to the playoffs?
Yeah, I really think the starting rotation sets the tone of the game. If you give up a run in the first inning or the second inning, the hitters are almost like, oh my gosh, we got to make a comeback or whatnot, where it kind of sets the tone to the game. Where if you get, the first inning, you go 1-2-3, second inning, 1-2-3, kind of sets the tone that, hey, we're here. We're going to, shut the other offense down, shut the team down, even if they go 5 innings and then the bullpen can take over. But it's just that set the tone of the game that the Padres are here to win the game, and they're just not waiting on their offense to carry them.
All right, Heath, let's finish with your banana ball experience. We saw you coming in hot over the weekend. How'd it go?
Yeah, I had a really good time in Petco Park. Played for the Bananas my first time. I played against them a couple times. It was really exciting. It was fun. The grounds crew told me not to slide on the grass, so I slid at second base and then went out and finished out an inning. And then the next day, Trevor Hoffman got to close the game out. So I think San Diego got the 2 best closers out there this weekend. And, the Bananas won both games. So I think it's a win-win. And, there's no better feeling going out there and, doing the little shimmy on the mound. And, I'd probably get, hit back in the day or, fined if I did that.
AJ, what did you think of his performance? I mean, AJ was there a couple weeks ago, Heath, for a little point of reference, and he gave us a little primer on it.
No, he did great. I mean, seeing Trevor come out one more time in San Diego had to be unbelievable. I mean, I just want to know who was more tired, you or him, because he had to run all the way from the bullpen. You just sprinted from the dugout. Trevor, listen, I love Trevor, and I know Trevor's in great shape, but by the time he got all the way to the mound, he looked like he was taking his time.
I think Trevor was really nervous. I didn't see him after the game, so I didn't know if he was huffing or puffing. We'll just say me. But he had a long run, and he kind of walked and then realized, hey, I got to jog out there. And I talked to him before the game. He was excited and nervous, like, what do I do? What if I can't get it there? And I was like, well, throw from the grass. They don't care. So we had a really good time. It was an awesome experience, and we wish them nothing but the best.
All right, so AJ got in that bat. We have to have a matchup, and it's only hypothetical because you guys are one play and out. But if a veteran like you has to face AJ, who gets the better? Like if it goes old timers game, pitcher versus hitter, who has the advantage? Because I know you ain't long tossing for a long time. You're not getting them pitches out there, and he's not hitting very much.
You know what? Hitting is probably hard. So I'm going to say a little bit I got the advantage. But honestly, I'm going to probably say, hey, where do you want it? Try to hit it out. Let's go. It'll be cool and exciting if I can, groove one in there for him and he can hit it out. And then maybe I'll pick him up and carry him around the field or something like that.
I mean, I would hit it. I don't know if it would go very far, but I'd hit it if you threw it. I don't know where it would go. But I promise you, there's one thing. Pitching's a little different than hitting. Like if you could hit, you can always. I feel like you can always hit as long as you can still see. But pitching, you guys got the arm thing you got to get through. So pitching to me is much harder than just stepping up there to have to hit a ball.
Well, it has a little bit more arc now. Before it was kind of straight. Now it's kind of an arcish. So it's I think we can always throw strikes. It's just how many strikes can we throw now?
Yeah, you changed your launch angle, right?
Yeah, that's all. We're changing our launch angle now. That's all.
That's good. Well, good stuff, Heath. Thanks for swinging by. I encourage everyone to check out Friar Territory with Heath and Kyle Glazer and the rest of the crew there. You guys do a great job on there. Heath, thanks for joining us, man. Appreciate you.
Thanks for having me. Take care, guys. Love watching you.
Thank you. Yeah, check it out. YouTube, wherever you get your pods. Friar Territory dialed in on the Padres. Coming back to talk about the Dodgers and the Orioles from the weekend. No hitter. FT fam, let's talk about Fair Harbor. And if you're listening, I hope that you watch this conversation at some point because we're doing show and tell, Kratz. Shorts, they can be used as a bathing suit. And the liner, which we call butter, is the game breaker. It's the playmaker because it's different.
You've worn shorts that are not like this, and the liner sucks. They are buttery on your butt.
I just came up with something for them. Your liner sucks. Get Fair Harbor liner. Seriously, give it a shot. I'm not just saying this. The butter analogy plays. And FT fam, we're hooking you up. fairharborclothing.com/foul. 20% off when you use the code foul on your first purchase. Once again, that's fairharborclothing.com/FOUL for 20% off your first purchase and use promo code foul. Did you guys see some of these nasty catches from the weekend? Ceddanne Rafaela, I mean, the same game is impressive where you get two that probably belong in the top 10 for the year. But then also Blaze Alexander, AJ, I think has been playing outfield for a few days. And he's like, yeah, I got this. No big deal.
Yeah, there were some good ones. Corbin Carroll got robbed, and then his partner in crime got him back. So, yeah, this is a good one. Rafaela, this is the same game.
Oof.
I mean, using the fence, Kenny Lofton style right there. And then Bregman thinks he's got one.
He got turned around.
It makes me feel like every fence should be this height. I mean, it's something, it rarely happens, but when it does happen, everybody wants to see a home run robbery. I don't know. I guess you can't make every field uniform like that, but I think that's like the perfect height. What is that, like 8 or 9 foot?
What do you guys think in that range?
Yeah, it's like 8 feet. But did you see the one in the White Sox game, the Cardinal and the Tigers?
Oh,
it was a good one too.
Will Robertson, I think.
Yeah, Robertson.
Right? Yeah, left field corner. Yeah, I mean, I'm with you, though. As many parks as possible to be at a height where it's possible to rob a home run. We can keep the Green Monster the way it is. But for most parks, I think it's important. I know at least one park did do that change. I think it was Miami that shortened some fences at one point, and that was part of the reason why. It's one of the most exciting plays in baseball. Well, if you're in Baltimore, you're depressed about the Orioles this season, but you at least enjoyed most of the weekends. Those were some exciting finishes. They were also celebrating the Ironman streak for Cal Ripken. But AJ, do losses matter in terms of how you lose for a team? Like that Yamamoto no-hitter, 1 out to spare, and they end up losing the damn game. Does that bite a little bit more, or do you forget about it by the next day?
No matter what people say, when you win a game for 8 innings, that's why closers are so important. And you lose a game in the 9th inning, it hurts more because everybody on the team And the poor guy who loses the game as the closer, everyone's like, man, 24 guys, 25 guys played their asses off to get us in a position. And then this guy blew it. And it's not always the guy's fault, but, Yamamoto goes 8 2/3 until Matt Holliday hits the home run off of him. But, yeah, these hurt, man. These hurt. When the closer blows a game, I'm sorry, it does hurt a little bit more than just a regular loss.
Jackson Holiday, but I knew what you meant. And totally. Like you have, and then it's also you talk about like setting yourself up for the next day. You brought your closer in. Sometimes when it's not this case where it was a no-hitter that they lost, you're bringing in your 8th inning guy. You're winning the game, and you've used those guys. Maybe it's back-to-back days. Maybe they're down then the next day, and so you're like, whew, feels like we got to climb a little bit of a hill to win the next game. You don't go back to it. You don't go back to a loss in June partway through September and go, man, if we would have had that one. There's a few that you lost, but in the moment, it is definitely demoralizing.
That was a crazy game for those that stuck around. And obviously, even if you were an Orioles fan, you were staying because you want to witness a no-hitter, and they gave him a big ovation when he walked off. It's entertaining. It's a great sign for the Dodgers. Here's the thing, AJ, if you're looking at some individual players, and you know that the postseason obviously ends up, becoming its own version of a marathon, but not the regular season marathon. So you don't have to throw out your 5-starter, your back end of your bullpen that much. You're like, okay, I got a great start from Yamamoto. Shohei Ohtani was picking up steam as he was going along with his outing. Mookie's swinging a much better bat these days. Freddie's looking good. Ohtani had a big day yesterday. Like, there's a lot of positives. The negative for them is they're going to have to play a wild card series. They're too far back of Philadelphia. They're 4.5 games back, I believe, and they're losing the season series with one more series to go against them.
Yeah, and Kershaw pitched well for him yesterday. So, there's a lot to look forward to. The problem is, like we talked about, they're only one game up. They're only one game up on the Padres. They got to get it going. They got to solidify that home field for the wild card round, and because they're not going to have it in the next round no matter what. So they got to figure out a way to solidify home field, be at home for those 3 games. And right now, they're lined up to play the Mets. That's going to be a hell of a travel for the Mets to have to go across country, but we'll see. I don't know. The Dodgers are still the Dodgers until someone beats them for me. Until someone knocks them out of the playoffs, they're still the Dodgers. They're still the world champions, and they're still defending, and they still have the talent that a better team 1 through 26, 1 through 40 than any other organization.
I don't have the exact stats, but as Ohtani's innings go deeper, as he throws more in his starts, it'll be interesting to see how they use him in the playoffs as a pitcher, because I get it. He has to start. That's not what I'm debating. I'm debating the fact that the day he pitches and the day after he pitches, offensively, I wish I had a tweet that I read it, but offensively, his numbers are worse than the other 3 days or 4 days from when he's not, if they're going 6 or 7 days, 5 or 6 days rest, those other days he hits better. So it'll be interesting in the playoffs. Are you hurting your offense a little bit if he throws a 5-inning game? If he throws 4 innings, is it better? Should he just be 3-inning opener? So to me, that's something to look forward to, because you saw on Sunday, he broke out and had 2 homers. It's really how it's been going for him around his starts.
Wait, but explain this to me, because he pitched Friday, and he went 3 2/3. What was, I think 70 pitches, 5 Ks. What was hitting 101 or something towards the end of that one?
You look good.
Yeah, and then 2 days later has a massive game. So you're saying if he
the day
goes,
he pitches, and the day after, his offensive production has declined. And obviously, I'm just saying this. I should have the numbers in front of me. But then the next 3 days before he starts again then are his best offensive days. Do they try to figure that out in their playoff rotation when he throws? Or is it just
Manager
an
AJ,
aberration? It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, would you mess around with that at all, or that's getting...
Just be real careful with when you pitch him. He's not starting game 1. It's going to be Yamamoto. He's probably not starting game 2 or game 3 in the first series. So I don't know. I think you have to play it out and see where your depth lies. That's how I would look at it if I was The Dodgers
read it.
front office.
I read it on Friday. He played his game, and like the weekend like played out exactly to it. Like I think he had one hit in the first 2 games, and then the last game he had a massive game. It wasn't anything written by the Dodgers or anything like that, and it's something that is interesting to look at. It's interesting to follow the rest of the season, the rest of his starts.
I agree. I mean, if you get deeper into the postseason, you can pitch him on a day before the off day. That would help, right? If those numbers are playing out.
And your bullpen would be set in that sense. Your bullpen would be set. Hey, it's an off day. Everybody goes. So we only need 3 out of Shohei.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, the Dodgers bullpen needs to get it together. And I think some guys are getting healthy, but they got to get it together this last 3 weeks of the season.
Yeah, I'm less worried about the offense now, AJ. I don't know how you feel. I mean, some of the stars are looking like stars. You're going to have, I think, Muncy and Edman be big factors for them in October. Pitching-wise, you paid a lot of money for Tanner Scott. It's been a rough year for him.
Yeah. Suzuki's not there. Glasnow's hurt again, right? The pitching is what worries you about the Dodgers. You can say that about the Padres. You can say their pitching worries you. You can say that about a lot of these teams. The Cubs, do you trust the Cubs pitching? I mean, there's a lot of teams that you can look at and say, do you trust them? The Mets pitching, do you trust them other than the rookies? So I think this is a question for not just the Dodgers, but for the whole league.
Yeah, Kratz, Friday, Glasnow was scratched, right? Was it Friday? With the back tightness.
Oh, okay. I thought it was just Ohtani had he had a cold symptoms or he had something, and I thought he just got pushed. I didn't know he got scratched. Ugh, not what you want to see.
No, not what you want to see. And playing to AJ's point about getting home field, the Padres really should be thinking about that. They have the 5th best home record in baseball. They're 43-25 at home. I would say they have one of the better home field advantages, and that could play up in the postseason. So should they be fighting for their lives to catch the Dodgers here?
It's a huge home field advantage for them.
Yeah, I'm with you. So
especially compared to playing them, especially they just got swept in Dodger Stadium, like after they were hot and the Dodgers were not hot at that time, and they came in and really kind of handled them, handled the Padres really well. So it's a huge advantage. I would agree. I think it's a huge advantage.
Mm-hmm. All right, FT fam, we're swinging back. And by the way, nice inspiring ball by Baltimore over these last few weeks. Maybe a good sign of what things will look like next year. I think Basayo is pretty legit. He looks really good. He had the walk-off homer the day before the crazy game. So anyway, FT fam, we'll be right back. More to go here on FT. We'll do a That's What He Said soon on Aaron Judge's throwing arm conundrum. Time for your weekly Arena Club segment where we see what AJ pulls from a slab pack. And here we go. Pulling a little Emerald pack this week, AJ. Looking for something big.
Always. I'm always looking for the big thing. Next big thing, Scott.
Big money, baby.
Yep. No whammies.
We've got a Dave Winfield card from 1974, a 74 Topps card from this Emerald pack. Estimated value $300.
Mm-hmm.
You could sell it back for $270.
Sold.
I feel like you're into more of the current players. Would that be accurate?
No, I mean,
you like legends?
In my showroom, I have a Robin Yount. I have a Griffey rookie card.
Oh,
I think.
That's true.
So, I mean, I have some older vintager players. Bob Gibson.
Oh, yeah, you have Gibson.
So, I disagree, Scott. But Dave Winfield, for that amount of money back, I'm reselling it.
And if you want to get your own pack or new card, you can get 20% off your first slab pack or card purchase at arenaclub.com/foul. Hey, credit to Pat Murphy for letting the Miz eat a little bit, AJ. He's had up and down outings, and I loved the quote from Murphy. He was like, he was going so good. All of a sudden, tempo was good on time. I'm like, why would we take him out? It's as good as he's looked. 4th, 5th, and 6th were better than the first 3. He was saying he was concerned in the first 3, and think this was a career high 108 innings for the Miz as a pro.
Good for him. Listen, this is what veteran manager like Murphy can do. He can say, I'm watching with my eyes now with what I have to do. So I'm glad. Good for him. 108 pitches. Good for you, Murph, and good for you, Miz. Because listen, the Brewers, depending on what you think about the Brewers, if the Brewers, I think, are going to make a deep run, they're going to need the Miz to do something, whether it's a start or a bulk reliever. So he's going to have his pitch count up. So good for you, Murph. And Trisha Whitaker ate something out of Murph's pocket. So that means the Brewers are about to go on a 10-game winning streak again.
That's true. Quesadilla with syrup. With syrup, though. Important. With syrup to really get the blood sugar level flowing.
He needs to make sure. His blood sugar level is definitely flowing. There's some managers in the big leagues right now in front offices that would be like, how does he know what to look at? How does he know what a pitcher looks like when he's pitching? Doesn't he need numbers and stuff like that? Good for him. Good for Pat.
100 seems to be the magic number, especially with youngsters. And it's like he went 99 in the minors earlier this year. It was 108. It's not 138. Let's just be a person.
Game looked easy at the end, too, for him.
Yeah, free and easy.
Yeah, that's what he said.
That's what he said.
That's what he said.
That's what he said.
What do we think of Aaron Judge's throwing arm? First off, big weekend for the Yankees, taking 2 out of 3 from the Blue Jays, a team that had their number earlier this year. And they're going through their gauntlet period right now of 2 weeks against good ball clubs. They're 4-2 so far against Houston and Toronto. It's not going to be perfect with their outfield scenario because, AJ, you want Giancarlo Stanton and Aaron Judge in the lineup at the same time. The words from Aaron Boone are that they're working on, quote, creative cuts to accommodate Judge in the outfield to cut down the distance he would need for his throws. We saw the test right away when he returned to right field for the first time since July 25th, I believe it was. And Dalton Varsho tested him and scored. So what would you do as manager of the Yankees right now?
Just what Aaron Boone's doing. Right field's so short in Yankee Stadium, just have your second baseman run out there and just have him get it to the second baseman. The only thing I don't understand about this is Judge says he's 100%, but then Aaron Boone says we have to come up with creative cuts. If he's 100%, why do we need creative cuts? It's weird that him and Judge, this is the second time they haven't been on the same page. So I don't know why. Like right there, do you feel like you can really let it go? I wouldn't be out there if I wasn't Aaron Judge. Well, then why do you need creative cuts? I mean, I don't know. It's an interesting dynamic. This is the second time this year this has come up, but no, he didn't look healthy when he threw that ball. He barely could get it to the second baseman. He was about 50 feet from him. So, yeah, teams now know this. Teams are going to try and take advantage of it. It's going to be interesting to see how the Yankees combat it.
Teams are already going to take advantage of different things defensively for the Yankees. But before, it wasn't Judge's arm. Before, he was elite accuracy and arm strength. Now they're pretty much both out the window because he's just coming in and it's like quick exchange, get the ball right to Jazz. I mean, I thought the first one on the base hit to him in right, Jazz was running out after the ball like he was running out after a pop-up. He ran out hard to get in position to make that throw. So, yeah, it's tough. I don't agree with him saying, yeah, I wouldn't be out there if I wasn't 100%. I think the better answer is we are a better lineup with me in it and G in it, and we can't have G out there as much as his arm needs to rest for. So I think he gave the answer that deflected away from everybody else.
Is it like a macho man answer, AJ,
Just,
where you have to always act 100%?
Answer.
Token
like
answer.
on this play that we're watching, he went to throw it into the stands. He ended up not throwing it in the stands. Even right after he made this diving play in right field off of George Springer, he stood up and thought about slinging it out there. And then you saw it right there. He was going to flick it, but you got to get it up over that net. I'm sure his elbow's hurting him. I mean, that's just, you don't need to have, I don't know if it's a macho man answer. I just think he's never going to give any inkling that he's hurt. Other times when he's gotten hurt, He's not been like, yeah, it's just I just don't know how it's going to turn out here. Like, it's always that positive, I can play through anything kind of thing.
AJ, how would you have answered it?
Probably the way Judge, because you don't want it's you're just trying to protect everybody. The way Judge said it, yeah, of course. You never want anybody to know you're hurt, but the results show it when you try to throw. So, of course, I'd be like, yeah, I'm fine. There's no big deal. There's nothing to see here, kids. Move on. But yeah, you can tell that he's hurt.
Is this more concerning in the postseason where everything gets magnified? No.
I think he's still the least of their worries on defense, in my opinion. I think they have a few guys in their lineup that are playing defense because they can hit. And you play guys out of position who aren't big leaguers in that position. You also have a guy who has a Gold Glove in Volpe who isn't playing Gold Glove defense right now. There's no way to dice it. He's just not playing very good defense. He looks like he's not confident. Then you have to just be able to hit the ball. So they're going to have, when you talk about this team and you're playing them in the postseason, it's the same as the Blue Jays getting ready to play them this past series. What are the areas you can exploit? If G is in the outfield, you're going to exploit that. Run every ground ball out to Volpe. Run every double play out to Jazz because he could throw it in the stands if you rush him. Ben Rice doesn't play a lot of first base. Oh, Ben Rice is catching. Good arm, not accurate. We're going to test it. Like there's obvious holes that teams are just going to test. They test it in the regular season, and in the postseason, the difference is you're taking advantage and everybody's locked into every single situation to take advantage of those holes and deficiencies.
Well, let's roll the back and forth with Chris Kirshner, who covers the team for The Athletic, with questioning for Aaron Boone. So this was about Judge not making the throw home in that first inning that I was talking about. He said in the first on the Luke single, Judge got the ball before Varsho touched third. Is he not able to make that throw? What happened there? Boone said he just got to it and he scored. And then Chris said, so is he not able to make that throw? And then Boone said he's in position to make the throw. And then Chris said, so why didn't he? And Boone said, we're handling it how we handle it, okay? It's frustrating, right? If you're a manager, you don't want a guy out there who can't throw at anywhere close to 100%, but this is definitely the way to keep the big boppers in the lineup.
What's he supposed to say, Scott? What kind of answer would you want from him that's not already stating the obvious that the scouts who watched the video or were at the game didn't already know? What answer do you want him to give you?
Boone already had a situation where he said he doesn't think that Judge's throwing arm would be 100% for the rest of the year. He's not going to do it again because Judge didn't like it. That's what AJ talked about, right? AJ, if you're the manager, clearly Judge doesn't even want to hear that. And so Boone's like, okay, cool. I'm just going to say we're doing our thing. Nice and simple.
Yeah, but what did you want him to say? What did you want him to say?
Well, a few weeks ago, he said, I don't think he's going to be 100% with the arm. So if he was running with that, he would have said it here. But Judge didn't like that he said that, right?
Yeah, you didn't answer the question. What did you want Aaron Boone to say? You guys think he got snippy? What did you want Aaron Boone to say that wouldn't have sounded snippy?
I didn't say snippy. I actually don't care at all because we all have eyeballs. We can see it ourselves. I think it's still worth asking the question because that's your job as a journalist and you never know what he's going to say. So you're just putting it out there. Why didn't he do it? And he's like, we're not going to tell you, even though everybody already knows. So it's kind of silly. What about this quote from the other side, John Schneider, on the Yankees and what seems to be legal sign stealing? But then you hear the quote about him having a conversation with the league. Do we have this? Can we throw this up there so I can read it? Obviously, the Blue Jays did not have a series that they're proud of. They lost 2 out of 3. They did win 7-1 on Friday. Oh, we don't have the quote. Cool. All right, I'll find it. Did you guys see the quote?
Yeah, essentially he was saying that the conversation with the league was had or something like that. They're really good at it. They've always been really good at it.
Yeah, I'll give it to you. They were relaying pitches. They're good at it. MLB knows the Yankees are good when they have something. Maybe I'm the only one that's going to say it publicly, but we have to do a better job of making sure we're not giving anything away. I was looking through the comments because I'm like, I wonder how Blue Jays fans are going to take this. And most of them were like, yo, sign stealing is part of the game. So what are we getting at here? What's the Major League Baseball part? All right, let's go to our head of conspiracy theories, Herr Kratz. Do you have anything for us here? Why would he said that? Is he just frustrated?
I think it's more out of frustration. Max was out there. I think it was Max's game, no? Wasn't it Max's game?
Yeah, this with the change-ups that Chris Kirshner covered pretty well on Twitter that we're looking at right now for Ben Rice's dinger.
So, to me, I've never seen until this year, and the Yankees do it a ton. The Yankees are really demonstrative about their relaying signs. My opinion is, and I'll stick to this, anybody that's super demonstrative and just like Patrick Bailey earlier in the year was like, he was like looking into Pavetta's glove. Like, I just feel like anybody that's doing that, they're trying to more get in the other team's head than they are sending those pitches in. Because if you look, they didn't get a lot of hits when that was happening. If you put on a big theater show, though, the other team's going to be like, oh, what are they doing? What are they doing? Oh, well, maybe it's Kirk. Maybe it's Scherzer. Maybe he's holding it. Like, you do everything you can to not give away pitches, but they didn't get a lot of hits during this time. Like, for Aaron Judge's 6'7" wingspan to do that, it's creating a lot of, to me, it's creating a lot more drama, and I think it's making the other team think, oh, no, wow, they must have something. Because when you actually have something, you're doing this. You're looking over to your left. You're not, they did a circle the one time. I don't know what the other ones were, but Jazz was like super demonstrative, like obnoxiously demonstrative, where it seemed too good to be true.
AJ, what's your take on this one?
This is when you used to just drill some dudes. That was it. That ended it real quick. You know what? You want to act like an idiot? You're going to get one in the ribs, and we're going to fight if we have to, and we're going to move on. But, I mean, that's it. This is when baseball used to be able to police itself. You would try to give signs. You had to be super quiet about it and super don't let anybody see you doing it. Now it's like Little League where the kids are like, hey, over here and over here. Like, no. You want to end it? And I don't say this in Little League. You shouldn't do this. You shouldn't be doing what they're doing either at second base. But in the big leagues, when you're grown men, you want to stop it, turn around and step off, walk out there if you're Max Scherzer. Say to Aaron Judge, if you do it again, I'm going to hit the guy hitting. Boom. That's how it used to go. Sorry, not saying I'm for it, but that stopped it real quick. Boom. Oh, Aaron Judge, you're going to give him Ben Rice sign? Give him this sign. Whammy in the ribs. And then if he does it again, you hit the next guy. And then eventually it leads into where people get mad and they fight. And I'm not calling for guys to get thrown at, but this is the way it used to be handled.
Do you think now umpires hear that and they automatically throw the pitcher out? Because I remember we did that one time. Hey, tell your guy to stop picking his chest every time he thinks a breaking ball's coming. Guy steps out, didn't do anything, said we're going to hit the next guy if he does it again. We hit somebody later in the game, and the umpire said to me, he's like, that'll make him stop. Nowadays, I think if an umpire hears that, first sign of somebody getting hit by a pitch, they're gone.
So what? If you think they're doing something, so what? Why does it matter? This is the way I always looked at when guys used to get ejected. If you think you're doing the right thing and your team thinks you're doing the right thing, then your team will have your back. Now, if you go rogue and do it on your own and people don't agree, you won't have your guys back. You'll be like, you know what? Go beat his ass or go fight him, and we'll get there when we get there, right? But if you think you're doing the right thing and your team thinks you're doing the right thing, they'll have your back, and they might galvanize your team and make it better. So I mean, listen, the umpire. Sometimes managers get kicked out all the time to try to get their team together and fight. Well, same thing can be done for pitchers or hitters.
Well said. All right, let's get to something else in the AL East. The Red Sox also in the mix for a playoff spot, obviously, right now, and maybe still the division. We're talking to Carlos Narváez, their catcher, next on FT. Hey, we didn't get to this one, and that's what he said, but did you see Hunter Brown going to Joe Espada like, hey, regardless of what you think, I'm the ace. I'm in a Cy Young race. I'm going out for the next inning. And he did. The pitch count was high for him early in that one, but as Chandler Rome said, he descended the dugout steps after the fifth, stared toward his manager, and declared, I'm going out. And Joe Espada said he's earned the right to make that decision, and we needed him to step up and do that. Pretty great.
They needed innings. You're always in the fifth. Good pitchers pitch into the fifth. Aces and your number one needs to go into the sixth. So the sixth, he wasn't looking to go pitch 6 innings. He wanted to pitch 7 or 8. And so he's like, no way in hell I am only pitching 5. Especially with the way their bullpen is set up right now.
Good for him. Taking the next step as an elite pitcher. Good for him. He's having a great year, too. He's earned this right. So, and you know what? The really good ones, they figure a way to get through tough situations, and Hunter Brown did it. So, good for him. Good for you, Hunter.
Right now, it looks like he'll finish in second for AL Cy Young. Looks like Skubal 1, Brown 2, Crochet 3. No, Kratz? You think Crochet 2?
We'll ask his catcher when he comes on. See if Crochet should be number 2 in there.
He's going to be rightfully biased. There's a distinct top 3. The ERA has fallen back from the other 2 a little bit, although it's tough to pitch at Fenway. So, yes, we can ask Carlos Narváez about that. One other note, Alex Cobb is having right hip resurfacing surgery, and he's getting up there in years. And, he said he's having the combos with the family, but it's not going to say the R word yet. But a lost year for him. Remember, wasn't it him, Scherzer, and Verlander that all got the same money-ish in the offseason on a 1-year deal?
Mm-hmm.
And we all had to rank it. Do you guys remember that?
Yeah, well, Cobb is always hurt. He's been hurt for years. This isn't anything new. His hip and his back last year, and he came back and pitched a couple games at the end and in the playoffs. And it was like, oh, he's fine. And then he hasn't pitched it all year, has he, this year?
I don't think he ever came back this year.
He might. Listen, here's the thing. If he wants to pitch next year, he's going to have to go on an NRI, and he's going to have to probably try to find a team in the middle of the season if he has surgery, because I just don't see a team committing that much money to a guy who hasn't pitched in a year.
You're right. Yeah, and didn't pitch at all this year. Not one outing. All right, we've got Red Sox catcher Carlos Narváez with us right now on Foul Territory. Carlos, how's life with the Red Sox?
So, boys, how you doing? Really good here in Sacramento right now.
Oh, you got any suggestions for him, Kratz, on what to do out there?
I have never been to Sacramento. I have
You
never.
didn't play minor leagues at all there?
Nope. I only
First
played.
time
I was
for
more
me,
of an international league guy. So I hear there's a lot of good places. What are guys doing? Not really the place you want to have like an off day or something, I don't think, but
I mean, we just got here last night. It's my first time here. Actually, my first time going into the West Coast. The whole season around. So
nice. Rookie year. You're always getting out. You're getting out there. You remember your first. You remember your first flights across the country. Did we have any turbulence,
exactly.
or were we good? No turbulence on this flight.
Oh my God, bro! No more, please, no more. That was really tough when we went to Minnesota. Well, it was like 40 minutes, like really turbulence. That was bad.
Was there certain guys who were like, was there anybody crying on the plane? Because I know, now this is a gross generalization, but I know some Latin guys, whenever there's turbulence, they stop playing cards. They just sit there and they're like, oh, please, Dios, was there anybody that was really taking the turbulence tough?
Bro, we literally started like just, I mean, joking about it the first 10 minutes. And then after 10, 15, it's like, okay, this is serious. And everybody stopped playing cards. They just like back in their seats with the seatbelt on it. And it's like, okay, I mean, silent total. You know what I mean? Like, nobody's talking for the next 20 minutes. And some people, like, you know what I mean? Like, yelling, like, hey, what is that? Whatever. Like, but it was, like, I mean, fun, but like a scary moment at the same time.
Carlos, was anyone yelling out any jokes trying to lighten the moment and be like, if we all go down, I hated playing with so and so, or I loved playing with so and so, or I don't know, just somebody trying
Well,
to throw
really,
a joke out there?
yeah, I mean, when we land, I don't know who said it, but I think it was Ref Night. They say like, "Oh my God, Twins are so fucked right now," because I mean, if we make through this and we're just about to play the series against Minnesota, it's like, okay, if we get through this, we're gonna win everybody now.
Momentum.
Yeah, exactly. Survived. Hey, tell us about what it's like to catch some of these guys that have been shining this year from the pitching staff, and of course, we're going to start with Garrett Crochet. And Kratz said
Yeah,
that's your Cy Young pick, so he already voted for you.
that's my pick too. So we're good.
That's what
Hey,
I
bro,
figured.
no, he's a different beast, bro. He's an animal. He's always prepared. I always said in interviews, like his preparation is into next level. Like he's as soon as he's finished one star, he gets the off day, and right after that day, he's preparing his next outing, like taking notes, scanning reports, asking me questions about it, and sometimes I go like, "Gee, it's like we got 3 more days, so let me figure out, let me get the scout report, and we talk tomorrow." So always is he's always ahead. Of course, I mean, beside his skills, his pitches are elite. The fastball is elite. His cutter is elite. Sweeper, changeup, like every once in a while. But those two main pitches, we using the sinker a little more to a lefties and to a righties to get back in count too. So last 2 outings for him is being a little rough. He was a lot of misfires, trying to go back foot with the cutter and the sweeper, and ended up like out over to a righty. So he's working on that. I know he's not happy about it, but like we got him tonight, and hopefully it's gonna be a good one. And
Wait, how do you know? How do you know he's elite? You have like 4 minutes in the big leagues. Like
I'm
you really do, and you command like that presence, like you've been in the big leagues. And it looks like these pitchers, they follow you. Who do you accredit that to, or who do you give? Like, how do you know like he's elite? Because other people tell you, or it's because you're a student of the game and you've watched a lot of games?
I mean, I watch a lot of games. Of course, I'm a rookie, you know what I mean. But I always ask questions. I had really good mentors throughout. I mean, my short experience, but I mean, really good mentor when it was my time with the Yankees. Trevino helped me a lot. He was my guy there. Gary Cole, bro, he helped me a lot. Like last year, especially, I called him a lot. I called him his rehab assignments in the minors when he was trying to get to the big leagues again. So we got a lot of conversations about the game plan and stuff. So I just see bees, I mean crochet, and it's like the same type of preparation and focus as I mean Gary Cole had in the moment. So it's like, and of course we are at the end of the season right now, and we're seeing a lot of pitchers right now, and bro, Crochet is one of the top, right? I mean, top three right now. That's my pick. We got like I don't know, three or maybe three more outings for him. So we're gonna make this run to be to him getting into the Cy Young Award.
Do you ever get on him about his pants and why he tight rolls his pants at the bottom? Why don't you
I
ever?
asked
Does no
him,
one ever talk to him? What the hell's wrong with your pants, dude?
yeah, I asked him about it one time, and he told me like in high school. I think this is right. In high school, he's always tall, so his pants never fit him like long wise. So He's I don't know. One day he just put it like that, and it's like he keep it, and he's pitching right now in the big leagues like that. I just told him like, bro, you're in the big league, you can make your pants as however you want. And he said like, no, I want to keep like this. So
Yeah, the reason nobody says anything is because he's 6'7". Who wins in a fight,
exactly.
him or Aroldis Chapman?
I got that's a good one, but I gotta say Choppy, bro. Choppy work out every day. He's I don't know. He's another beast right there. So probably Choppy.
Okay. What is it like catching him right now? I caught him back in, let's see, it was 17, and then again in spring training, and then in 20 also. What is it like? What is it like catching him on the heater that he's on right now? 50 straight batters that he
Yeah.
faced. You think he's so good, you didn't even want to catch the one strikeout so he could get 4 strikeouts last night.
I told him yesterday, like, bro, you're still making history. You got a four strikeout, 9 innings save. So so it's like, no, that pitch was gross. I don't know. Of course, this is my first time, my first year catching him. I didn't see him like when he was, I don't know, in 28, when he was throwing like 105. But bro, right now, to me, how he's pitching, how I look him from behind the plate, is on his peak, bro. He can throw 99 when he wants. He can throw 95. He can get the split down. He can throw the slider. Yesterday he got a couple days off and his fastball wasn't there, so we lean a little more on the off speed and the spin. So we got the slider and the splitter involved early. So it's like he's able to do that, bro. And his age, like 37 years old, he's able to. This day, bro, the slider is the pitch, we can throw sliders. This day is the split, we can throw splits. And this day is the fastball, and you may see 10 fastball in a row. So it's like he's a pitcher, like he can do that right now, and he's always prepared, and he's know his business, bro. He's been in a in this league for a while, and he knows when he needs to come like right away throwing 100, he will do it. When he trying to command and trying to manage his workload, he can throw 95, and then as the bat is going, throwing 99. You know what I mean? So it's a I don't know, different animal. I'm so proud to just cut him at this time of the year for him. Like such a history what he's doing, 50 batters in a row. So I just feels blessed to be behind the plate with him.
Hey, Carlos, did you hear about that story where he goes in spring training? Oh, I think I'm going to actually spot my fastball now, a million years into my big league career. Did you hear about that? It looks like you did from your smile.
Yeah,
And what did you think when he finally realized, yeah, I'm not just going to throw towards the plate. I'm actually going to aim this thing a little bit.
yeah. I mean, it's kind of crazy, bro. Because I mean, when you as a catcher, you wanna call fastball away, fastball in, fastball opening, especially with the pitch come. So now, I mean, he's been elite for a while, and he's just saying like, okay, I'm actually locating my fastball now in when I want it, away when I want it. It's like, okay, just I mean, I don't know why you didn't before, but let's do it. So it was I don't know. He's pitching with conviction now, and every pitch had a intent. So probably I don't know. All the credits on him. What he's succeeding right now, but it was a big adjustment for him, bro.
He throws 2 fastballs, and people don't know this, but his fastball, when he goes glove side into a righty, it cuts, correct? And then when it
But a
goes
little bit.
away, it sinks. It runs away from the righty or into a lefty. Yes?
Yes, yes.
Oh,
It's more like
most
a
people don't
runner,
know
but
that.
yes.
Nobody
Yeah, he
usually don't
throw
know that.
both. He throw both.
So he throws a sinker
And
into a righty sometimes also.
I think that's a misfire. You gotta be ready
Yeah.
for it. And you as a catcher, I mean, it's tough, bro. Like especially with him, like with his wind up and his mechanics, is gotten you fast. So those into or to a righty are some misfires. We want to go up away with the sinker. It's not a sinker. It's more like a runner.
Yep.
With the forcing sometimes cuts, so you gotta be ready for it. Like as a hitter, I don't know, bro. I never face him, so I don't want to face him. I want to catch him. So like it's going on you fast, and he got controls of all his pitches. He can control the fastball. He can control the sinker, the slider, the split. So the split is the most difficult right now because you don't know where it goes, but it's nasty. Like you got whiff on it, you got swing and miss with that pitch. So you keep calling, but sometimes cuts down, sometimes arm fade down. So it's like you got to be ready for it. But the common thing with the split is going down always. So that's why it's a good pitch. You can find swing and miss there. So we continue to call it, but that's what happened yesterday. That split was like 92 and cuts down a little bit, and the previously that he thrown me was like more straight down. So it's just something to you gotta be ready for it, but it's nasty, bro.
All right. Well, tell him when you see him today that I never had any problem catching him or hitting off him, and he'll know exactly what you're talking about. But that my question was going to be on that split because I
Okay.
remember the first time I ever caught that split. He threw it one time in the bullpen in 2017, and it's like a knuckleball sometimes, like the way it comes out. And then in 18, he started throwing it in spring training. I remember catching him in 20 then and thinking, I didn't even want to call it. Do you ever sit there and go, just like you said, like it's going to be nasty? Do you ever sit there and go, I don't know, like this is a 1-run game. I know this will get the strikeout, but I got to keep it in front. I'm not sure where it's going to be. Do you ever hesitate or are you just like,
Yeah.
no, whatever, we got this?
Yeah, right now at this point, no. But early on the season, I remember one series we went to Milwaukee. That was like maybe early June. The split wasn't there. It was like he was throwing that on the dirt, like so. It was bad. It was bad. And I remember we had a cool history. Like one day, I think was a save in Milwaukee, or not a save because I think we lost those 3 games. But it was one game there, and he is knocked that one like so bad at front. I just blocked and it got me into the throat. So it's like okay, we after the game, like I just went on him in his locker and said like, hey bro, this splitter you're gonna throw again in December at your house. We're never gonna throw this split again. and then and then he got a little. I mean, he joked, but and then he was like, okay, you're gonna see that I'm gonna fix this pitch. And bro, like literally 2 weeks after, he started throwing the split. I think we were in New York, the first series in New York, and we threw one to Volpe. I remember that one, and we struck him out with that one. Said like, okay, bro, this is split place. And after that, bro, that was early, like mid June probably, and after that, the split is being amazing. Like I don't hesitate that pitch anymore. Like I say, you gotta be ready because you don't know where it goes, but like it is nasty. It is nasty, and like you find swing and miss, but now don't hesitate. Early June, probably May, but not now.
All right. So you were at the Yankees, and then you get traded to the Red Sox. What is that like?
Yeah,
What is that feeling of constantly being surrounded in the Yankees organization of, oh, Red Sox suck, Red Sox suck, and all of a sudden you're like, wait a minute, I just got traded to them. I just spent all this time saying how much the Red Sox suck, and now I love the Red Sox and the Yankees suck. Take us through that emotion when you got traded, but you got traded to the Red Sox.
yeah, no, bro, it's not a secret. Like how's this rivalry? Like, you know what I mean? Like, of course, when I was over there, like you always see the Red Sox as they see it, you know. So when I got traded, I was in Venezuela playing winter ball actually, and I remember it was the age that day. So it was the last day of the winter meetings. So I just keep my phone on ring just in case. And I went to the bathroom and my phone was ringing. Somebody was calling. And I didn't pick the answer. I didn't have the number saved. So then like 5 minutes after, my phone keeps ringing. So it's okay. I just pick it up and it was somebody from the Yankees telling me that it was straight to the Red Sox. So it was like, okay, I just sat like, okay, like this just happened. It's just 9 years with them, so it's like, okay, I guess this is good. And then I look into the news. That was the same day that Gary Crochet got traded to here to Boston. So it's like okay, like this is interesting. Like the thing is making move, and they wanna, and I just part of it at the moment. So it's like really cool for me. Of course, like a lot of emotions. Like I don't know if I was happy or not at the beginning. But then, bro, like I just continued to play over there. That was December 12th, I think, and I was training really good in the off season. I just finished my program. I just want to be ready and get ready to sprint training. So that was happy, bro. Like after, I mean, the first time I got into Fort Myers, it was really cool. Like everybody was so happy with me. Like it was really good welcoming, and I just feel home from day one. So that was crazy. Like how I was seeing the Red Sox, and now from first day I feel home here. Like it was such a special. And now it's the opposite. You know what I mean? You see over there and you want to beat them.
It's easy to switch to want to beat them. What did they tell you
Yeah,
coming
right.
into the season? What did the Red Sox tell you coming into the season? Because Connor Wong had a really good year last year. Did they say it was going to be a split? Did they say it was going to be a platoon? Did they say it was going to be, what they liked from you, that they saw, that they wanted you to continue to do over here with the Red Sox?
Yeah, no. At the beginning of spring training, I just was fighting to get the job. You know what I mean? Like to get the second spot. I was already in the big leagues with the Yankees, but I never made my, you know what I mean, from day one in the big leagues. So I was fighting for the spot. I had the new like 2 days before we break camp. So I don't know. At the moment, I mean, Connor was a guy. I just want to I mean, like help him and work together. Uh, so and then unfortunately that happened to him early on the season. It was nobody left. You know what I mean? Like I just took accountability on that one, that I was playing a little more time. So it was like, I don't know, like maybe in April, I think it was. So and then, you know what I mean, he went back and we just keep working together. You know what I mean? Like I don't. We never, okay, you're the starting now or you're the backup now. We just from day one we're gonna work together. As a team, we always been told, like from AC, that as a team, when you wanna win a World Series, or when you wanna accomplish big things, everybody gotta be involved. You know what I mean? From us, we're here. The guys in AAA right now, so it's like everybody gotta be on the same boat and gotta be ready to win games. So, like I say, like I never been told like, no, you're gonna be the starting now, you're gonna be the backup, whatever. Like from day one, the goal is the same. Work together. But yeah, that's basically what happened.
All right, last one. Who's better, you or your cousin Omar? Because I'm sure when you first got to the big leagues, people were like, wait a minute, did Omar Narvaez get taller? And he changed his name? What's up with that? So who's mejor,
Oh
man?
my god,
¿Quién mejor?
bro! I've been hearing that, like, oh, you're Omar, whatever. No, I mean not now, but first 2 months it was the same thing everywhere I went. But I mean, bro, Omar has, I mean, 9 years in the big leagues. I gotta say him, bro. I don't have my 4 year yet, so it's like I gotta say him. I gotta respect.
Seniority for now. But
Yeah,
hey,
yeah,
the career is young for you, so we're excited, man. You got a
yeah.
great personality. This was really fun to hear some of your stories, especially about Chapman and all the other guys that you're catching. So thanks for joining us. Don't be a stranger. This was really good, and good luck. Good luck in this last little stretch here. We'll be watching. Thanks, Carlos.
Thank you, bro. I give me like one moment. I just want to say thank you to AJ. I just see him when I was young, see him catching, and of course Eric. I don't know, Eric, if you remember, we met in the Yankees. I
Oh,
was
yeah.
so young, you were there, but I don't know, like in rookie ball. But you guys like always fun to watch, and I remember Eric always had that a smile in your face, always joking. That was really cool to see when I was at that age. So thank you guys.
No doubt. No doubt.
That's
By the
awesome,
way,
man.
Appreciate
Yeah.
it,
By the way, you can smack Veritek for me when you see him, please.
bro. I will.
Yeah, just
Just like that. Got it.
yeah,
Yeah.
Thank you,
yeah.
Yeah.
boys.
Say
You got to
say it
tell
came
him
from
though
me.
why.
He'll get it.
Yeah,
Huh?
exactly. Don't just smack him unannounced. Definitely
No,
tell
no, no.
him. Give him this disclaimer.
Yeah, say this is
I'm
from
gonna
AJ.
take a video.
Just be
I'm
nice.
gonna take
Just
a
be nice.
video of it. I'm gonna be like that. Hey,
Yeah,
bro,
just be
this is
nice.
from AJ.
Yes, exactly. We have a
Yeah.
long history, so we've known each other for a long, long time. So really good guy. Really good
Got it.
guy.
I will,
Thanks
bro. I will.
again, Carlos.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Appreciate it,
FT
boys.
fam. We'll be right back. That's Carlos Narváez from the Red Sox. Awesome combo. KC in Cleveland, your free game of the day on the BetMGM app for BetMGM customers logged in with funded accounts. 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. And I would say, oh, whoever wins this series, the other one's out. It's like probably, but also, I don't know. I mean, baseball's weird. We've probably ruled both of these teams out 5 times already. Let's go to Friday. I blew it. Everybody else nailed it. Pap got his Toronto money line pick going. Jays lost the rest of the series. Texas picked up a dub on Friday. That's when things got really interesting with the AL wild card. And look at you, Kratz, Abbott, and Sale nailing down your pitching prop.
Yep. Did it.
That's it. You're not that excited about a plus
Moving on. That was
194
Friday. That was
win?
so long
Yeah.
ago. Moving on to the
I know.
next one.
Okay, fine. What are you doing tonight?
I'm going another strikeout prop. Got Brian Wu. He has hit in the last 9 out of his last 10. Wu has struck out more than 6 batters, so I'm going over 5.5. And somebody not a lot of people really know about, Luis Morales, the Cuban, 22-year-old Cuban from the A's, is throwing, I think it's his 4th or 5th start. And in every start, he has had more than 5 strikeouts. And he's facing Boston, who strikes out a ton on the road. So he only needs to get 5. He's had 6 or more in all 4 of his starts. So I'm parlaying those together for plus 164.
Very nice. AJ?
I'm just going straight up. I'm going Cubs to win and over 9 for the Mets and the Phillies. Nola's pitching. He hasn't pitched very well. The Mets have hit him in the past, and McLean is due to give up some runs. So that gets me to plus 266.
Okay. I'll go with a little money line for the Cubs. I got it at minus 135. I'm not super proud on that one, but I do think they're going to bounce back in a big way here after dropping a series against the Nationals. That's not a great look. See if they can beat up on some Braves pitching. I know Bryce Elder's been pitching better lately, but I think Imanaga and company get to him and pick up the dub here. So I'll go that direction with the Cubs. Those are all our 3 selections. We'll get to Pap a little bit later on, and we'll show you our picks. Hot corner, let's sizzle. Aroldis Chapman has been historically great. I mean, he's unstoppable right now. 50 consecutive batters retired. As Bob Nightingale pointed out, that's the equivalent of nearly 2 perfect games worth of action. 17 consecutive appearances without allowing a hit. That is the second longest streak in baseball since 1901. Yeah, he had a 4 strikeout game in that pickup win for the Red Sox. They needed it too. They'd been slumping a bit since Roman Anthony went down. And to add icing to the cake here, AJ, this is something that was requested from quite a few FT fans. They said, you guys got to talk about this spring training story that Buster Olney brought up. And we just asked Carlos Narváez about it, and he confirmed it. You know, Connor Wong is using PitchCom, calls for an inside fastball, and then Chapman afterward talks to Wong and to your boy Jason Varitek, and he's like, I feel like I should kind of aim my fastball and not just throw it over the plate, like kind of spot it and see what happens for the first time ever. And they were like, okay. And look at him now.
He's having a great year. I don't understand this. 50 consecutive batters. Is that before the drop third strike? Because that batter wasn't retired. So does that count? I had this question. No one seemed to know the answer to that. Because
No, it's 50 consecutive without a hit. It wasn't a perfect game because he.
Right.
Well, no, it says Aroldis Chapman has retired 50 consecutive batters, but the guy got on first. He didn't retire him. Yeah, he struck him out, but he still didn't retire him.
No, I don't know. I
Because
think
if that happens in a perfect game, it's not considered a perfect game. Someone reached base, right? Do you see where I question whether this is right or not? Again, it's still an unbelievable run he's on. He's on the heater of all heaters. But I don't know. That's kind of just a thought. But anyways, yeah, he's been really good this year. He's been throwing strikes. He's moving the ball around. He's using all the quadrants. His slider, his split have been for strikes. That's why the Red Sox signed him. And I think the Red Sox did a good job because they probably got him for cheap.
Not worded properly. Probably. My guess is I'm trying to do quick homework right now, but 50 batters faced without allowing a hit would make more sense then.
Yes, that's what I think because he has a walk in there. But yeah. to hit on that and for last night, the wild pitch was would have broken up a perfect game also. But to hit on that, like he's never been a guy that's walked a ton of batters. When he's gone well, he's never walked a ton of batters. But he's never been a 4-quadrant guy. He was always you're going in and make sure you get into righties there and that ball cut in, or you're going away, which we rarely did. It was, that ball would run away from a righty or it would go into a lefty and it would kind of bore in on their hands. But he could control the lanes pretty well. You didn't see a lot of misfires, even though Andrew McCutchen would disagree when he was throwing at his head some of the times early in his career. But I think Chappie, it's just cool to hear that he's now throwing to all 4 quadrants like he's a left-handed thumber coming out of the pen.
He has unlocked another level at his age. It's amazing. So props to Aroldis Chapman. I mean, he's been the best reliever in baseball this year, right? Best reliever in baseball.
Yeah.
We saw that one coming. Yeah, brilliant signing by Craig Breslow and the Boston Red Sox. Red Sox picked up that big win on Sunday, but yeah, stumbled a little bit before that against Arizona to create a little bit more separation here with Blue Jays, Yankees, Red Sox right now in the division, all in a playoff spot. Coming right back with Slap Hands.
My people of FT, what's up? It's your boy Parlay Pop coming to you fresh off of a big Mississippi State victory against Arizona State this weekend. Congratulations to the boys. And let's get to baseball because we got to get that cheese. And I got to get you this lock. So here we go. It's a 2-leg parlay. And we're going Phillies because they plus 105. And anytime they plus money, you take the Phillies. The second leg, Red Sox. We're going Red Sox crochet pitching. Big bounce back start for him I'm looking forward to. And other than that, we're going to put 100 on it. And we're going to get that cheese, baby.
Let's go, Pat. Plus 222 on that one. Plus 222. Hondo to win 222.
Couldn't figure out if Pap was floating over top of like bed sheets or if he was upside down and he couldn't breathe. That was a different energy. That's college football energy, Pap, I guess.
It was nice lighting.
I don't know what he was doing.
Insta
Ride
lighting.
the highs, Pap. Mississippi State's not going to be very good.
Do you like his shirt, AJ?
Mm-hmm. Listen, I mean, my daughter went to Mississippi State, so I'm not. I mean, listen, you get them people in Starkville fired up like the coach from Arizona State did. That was a bad idea, bro. Bad idea. Just let them simmer down there in Starkville. You don't need to get them fired up. Just let them stay down there and ring their cowbell. You go in and you beat them and you move on. You don't need to get them all fired up before you go there. Bad idea by the Arizona State coach. Bad idea. Not saying that some of the stuff he was saying, there ain't, it's a smaller town. It is a smaller town.
Bulletin board material isn't good?
Not when you're getting them people fired up with their cowbells. No, it's not good.
Okay, just double check.
Small town, but it still comes out with 90,000 people in the stands. Like,
they take pride in their small town. It's a very small town.
BetMGM players, if you have an account and any sport parlay boost token can be yours, that's right. If you're doing a little football action, it's okay. Add a parlay wager made up entirely of any sport wagers to your bet slip. Activate that token. If you win your wager with that token, you'll receive extra winnings. That's how a parlay boost token works. There's baseball ones. This one we're talking about is for any sport. Gambling problem or concern, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Be right back for Slap.
BRB.
Let's slap. Only got a minute, but we'll stay on for the YouTube crowd because we're going to take you to Dodgers territory. This is the big Monday. Hot sheet will go after Dodgers territory. Do you want to take a guess at Kratz's hat before he reveals it, AJ? Do you have any guesses?
I mean, it's got to be the Diamondbacks.
Spot on.
You got it? Nice.
Diamondbacks play the Giants. Meh, the Giants are out of it. Phillies, Dodgers, Padres. I mean, that's how they end their season. If you think the Diamondbacks aren't going to be a part of this playoff run, I'm not saying they're making it. I'm saying the games that they play are a lot more significant than people think. And there's no, they go Giants, Twins, whatever. Giants again, whatever. But then it's Phillies, Doyers, and the Fathers to end it out.
Spoiler, boys.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good little spoiler run.
Corbin Carroll's going to do some things down the stretch here, and he never takes a day off.
I see what you did there. But yeah, there's still some core pieces there that can swing the bat. All right, FT fam, we got hot sheet coming up after Dodgers territory if you're watching us online. Otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow, of course. I've got Josh Smith lined up. I think it's tomorrow. I got to double check it. That was the recommendation from Rowdy for someone on the Rangers we need to talk to.
Not a little rascal.
Oh yeah, I'm looking right now at the cheat sheet of the guest list for the week. Josh Smith is scheduled for tomorrow, so is Ken. Wednesday special guests influencer, I'll leave it at that, who's been putting out some pretty interesting clips about some new stats to replace some of the advanced stats. I feel like you guys will like the combo. Thursday, Matt Barnes makes his triumphant return to FD. And Friday, rookie Sal Stewart from the Reds, who's off to a nice start with Cincinnati. Were you disappointed in Cincinnati this weekend, AJ, in the way that they played? Because, I mean, obviously they took 2 out of 3 from the Mets, but they lost a 1-run game to start out that series. If not, you were in a much better shot to make a run here.
Did we really think they were going to get in? I don't think any of us really had them getting in, did we? So, I mean, they played as good as they're about what they are. They're a 500 team. I'm just more disappointed you're having Sal Stewart on when I'm not on.
Because you've spoken about him?
Yeah, remember the story he said?
My son beat him in 2021 in the state championship.
We're
bring a reminisce. I could pull my ring out and we could talk about
it. Maybe we'll clip this off and we can show it to him. But Sal, here's a special message from AJ Pierzynski.
The Reds had a shot. They had bases loaded. Edwin Diaz, Ellie was up, and he just watched right down the middle after Edwin had. I mean, I get it. He walked 2 guys to load the bases, but it was almost like their season. If there was a shot, it hung in the balance in that moment, and Ellie did not swing the bat. It was tough. I mean, Edwin Diaz is nasty, the face. I get it. But they had their shot, and they had their guy up, and it's almost like what AJ said. It's kind of who they've been.
Ellie's lost his power.
Wow. 270 at-bats, 1 homer.
Yes, he's lost his power, and the whole team really doesn't have much pop. They have no 20 homer bats when I last checked. And
in Cincinnati,
they're bottom 10 in slugging percentage. No adjusted stat, just slugging percentage in baseball. I mean, you can't have that if you're the Reds. The thing is, they actually have done a nice job building up the pitching, but it's become a pitching identity team. and they'll need to pick up some pop over the offseason to put it all together. I think this team's got some promise going forward, though. There's a lot of good young pitching there.
They do. They got some good young players too. If Noah McClain figures it out, and Stewart keeps doing what he's doing, and Ellie continues to grow. They got some good young players.
Yep.
Steer and Friedel and yeah, I mean they got guys. Maybe Cincinnati Small Park is now Pitchers Park.
Cincinnati Big Park. Dodgers territory has the travel planner to the stars. Your boy. Kratz, I don't know. I don't remember his last name. And then Hot Sheet is coming up after that. We're going to get into Andrew Painter's progress or lack thereof as one of the top pitching prospects in baseball, and also tampering that has taken over college baseball. So we'll get to that in 30 minutes. Join us on the Baseball America YouTube channel, but go over to Dodgers territory next if you want to learn about bougie travel schedules.